On behalf of myself and my comrades beside me, I would like to welcome you all to the graduation ceremonies of the class of 1992. It has been a long, arduous journey for us to be here today, but at last our day has come. When I sat down to think about how I would capture the essence of the class of 92, I immediately drew blanks. But then, a respectable, helpful voice gave me a wonderful idea. At this time, I would like for you all to imagine a nest of eagles. Within that nest, some of the chicks are ready to soar into the sky. Some will need a little push to get them going. And then there are the ones who haven't even broken their shells. We, the members of the class of 92, are those eagle chicks. In most ways, we are ready to soar into the endless horizon. The nest has become too small, and independence is a necessity. We've come together finally. Finals are over with, lockers are cleaned, and excitement is building up for the handing out of diplomas. Jobs or colleges await our arrival, and we graciously anticipate their welcome. Our futures are planned out for the most part, and we feel prepared to enter the world of higher education or work. Our wings have become strong and are prepared to propel us away from our nest. Although most of us feel strong enough to leave the security of the nest, few of us feel totally prepared to abandon its protection. We are still young, dependent, and are hindered by a fear of the unknown. We might still need a little assistance from the Mother Eagle, who has always been there to advise and let us know that our fear was probably just some bad worms. For us, Mrs. Coburn and Mr. Granada have been the mothers. They have provided the endless support and advice that could only come from a mother. They showed us over and over again that we could do anything if we just tried. For their non-stop dedication, we give them a heartfelt thanks. Finally comes the unhatched egg. Inside, the one who has put off his entry until the very last minute, the procrastinator. Long has this class had the reputation as the epitome of procrastination. A senior class play that almost wasn't, finishing critical reviews on the morning of the due date, missing every yearbook deadline. These are but a few examples of things we waited until the last minute to do. But, of course, there's one thing which we can no longer put off. The shell must be cracked, and we must learn to fly. Throughout our years, we've looked out of the nest and have seen that the sky is huge and the ground is far away. What we must learn now is that this will never change until we attempt to close that space. It is, of course, given that there will be some failures, but you can never soar without first crashing. And now a final message to the class of 92. Thank you for all the good times we've shared in the past, and for all the good times which I know are yet to come. The future brings great promise. We will make our mark, and we will soar in the endless horizons if we just put our minds to it. Peace and good luck along you.
On the solemn occasion of tonight's graduation, I would like to begin my speech by reading a poem by the esteemed Bill Watterson, the Yukon Song. My tiger friend has got the sled, and I have packed a snack. We're all set for the trip ahead. We're never coming back. We're abandoning this life we've led. So long, Mom and Pop. We're sick of doing what you're said, and now it's going to stop. We're going where it snows all year, where life can have real meaning. A place where we won't have to hear, your room could stand some cleaning. The Yukon is the place for us. That's where we want to live. Up there we'll get to yell and cuss and act real primitive. We'll never have to clean a plate of veggie globs and goos. Messily we'll masticate, using any fork we choose. The timber wolves will be our friends. We'll stay up late and howl at the moon till nighttime ends before going on the prowl. Oh, what a life. We cannot wait to be in that Arctic land where we'll be masters of our fate and lead a life that's grand. No more parental rules. We're heading for some snow. Good riddance to those grown-up ghouls. We're leaving Yukon Ho. If some people still don't know who Bill Watterson is, he's the creator and author of the Calvin and Hobbes cartoon books. But his message still reflects our exuberant feelings tonight. High school is over. Summer is just beginning. The childhood rhyme, no more pencils, no more books, comes to mind. Right now we're filled with sensations of excitement, independence, and freedom. But soon these feelings will dim and be replaced, though not totally, by others. Anxiety, uncertainty, and even fear. How will I do next year? What will I do next year? Do I have what it takes to make it? With all of these worries rolling around in our heads, it's reassuring to remember that we have always had support and know that someone will always be here to give us the push we need to maintain the excitement and freshness of this night. Someone to help us go where we want to go and do what we want to do. Maybe the words of Shel Silverstein, another children's offer, can help you understand what I mean. I've made me a moon-catching net, and I'm going hunting tonight. I'll run along swinging it over my head and grab for that big ball of light. A net large enough to catch the moon would have to be truly great indeed. But we're lucky. All of the people who have been there for us along the way, family, teachers, and friends, have helped us to weave this moon-catching net. As it turns out, Mom and Pop did have a few good points, and they weren't so bad all of the time. From their loving guidance, the fiber of our nets will be strong and resilient. And it's a good thing our teachers made us learn addition and all that other stuff. Our nets will be tightly woven with the information and skills we've received from them and friends. What would any of us do without our friends? These are the people who are there for us when we can't go to anyone else. The diversity of their points of view has added to the variety and versatility of our nets. Every single one of these people has contributed to the construction of our moon-catching nets, which will enable us to reach our dreams. So tomorrow, just look at the sky, and if there's no moon you can bet, I finally saw it, and I finally caught the moon in my moon-catching net.
Congratulations, class of 1992. We finally made it. I was sitting down last Thursday trying to pick a topic for this speech. After coming up with several ideas, it finally came to me. We've grown up and learned a lot about ourselves these last 4 years. Even though we were one of the smallest classes to graduate from Newton High, we were certainly a class that, despite our diversity, united and acted with great determination when a task presented itself. So I thought the best thing for me, because we need to keep this in mind in the future, is to talk about some of the instances that we showed our unity and determination. And some of these instances were humorous and others were serious. Remember freshman year, when the seniors demanded that we take up their lunch trays to be cleaned. There were those of us who refused, such as Jeff Wheeler. I was sitting with him one lunch period when a senior came up to him and demanded that he take up his lunch tray. Well, Jeff flatly said no. We sat there in stunned silence, waiting to see what was going to happen. The senior would not accept this type of blasphemy, and began to threaten Jeff with bodily injury. But Jeff stood strong and refused such treatment. Finally, the senior let out a sigh of defeat and took up his own trail. We were determined not to be intimidated.
Good job, Jeff!
We knew from moments like that we would make our mark on Littleton High School. Another opportunity presented itself 1 year later. Sophomore year during Spirit Week, we pulled together with the help of Mrs. Granada and Mrs. Cobra. Mike Murray brought in a plethora of Army paraphernalia to help decorate the halls and help us dress up for dress-up day. Through teamwork and a lot of hard effort, we made the week a great success by winning the whole Spirit Week. But our victory was tainted because Mr. Arnaldo had made a mistake in adding up the points. He originally proclaimed the juniors the winners of the week, but we quickly brought it to his attention and he fixed it and proclaimed the sophomores had the most spirit in the school. Then we became juniors. We were halfway through our high school education and excited that it was only 1 short year before we would become seniors. But standing in the way of that goal for some of us was Mrs. Webster and our first critical review. But we forged ahead. In every class period she set aside to work on those papers, she was swarmed with hordes of us wanting help because we demanded to make the best possible critical reviews we could. After a lot of late nights and sweat, we came out winners by producing some good papers. Then it was time for senior English class and the impossible task of a research paper. We had heard all the horror stories from last year's seniors that it was going to be brutal. Well, Mr. Spaulding lived up to those stories by handing out work for the research paper on the first day of school. Scott and I gave each other an incredulous look as we could not believe that he could possibly be handing out this type of work on the first day of our senior year. For the months that followed, we worked on those papers. Scott and I sat in the back of the room, not knowing how we would ever complete such an impossible task. But we did, through a lot of hard work, late nights, and determination. Finally, we handed in our papers, breathed a sigh of relief, and realized that another seemingly impossible task had been completed. But it was not over. Our senior class play of Soft Soap ran into a huge problem. 3 weeks before opening night, Scott Slarsky came down with Mont. We were left with the lead role to be filled and only 3 weeks before opening night. But Mike Murray stepped in. He got his lines down and the play was a great success. And now we face another difficult task, possibly the most difficult yet. Some of us are late from home from college. Most of us are scared about the idea of being put in a new situation with no friends and not knowing how hard the workload is going to be. We simply don't know if we can make it. But we must do what we have always done. We must strive for excellence, but we must be willing to pay for it. Because excellence comes from determination, hard work, and completing the task to the best of your ability. When facing a difficult task, take what we have learned these last 4 years. Use your determination to act as though it is impossible to fail. If we are confident and determined, we will succeed.
members of the school committee, town officials, Mr. Walker, Littleton teachers from kindergarten through high school, parents, friends of Littleton High School, and most importantly, graduates. It is a pleasure to join you this evening to mark this important event in your lives. An event that is the culmination of 13 years of a planned educational program. A program which we sincerely hope has served as a preparation for the next phase of your education and development. All of us are here to congratulate you on the significant accomplishment of earning a high school diploma, an important and necessary credential in our society. I would also like to congratulate your parents, who have had a great deal to do with your success. Time will prove that the people whom you can most depend upon through good times and bad are your parents. Do not neglect to thank them today and always, not only by what you say, but also by what you do. The efforts of your parents have been supported by your teachers, whose work should also be recognized at this occasion. Their interest in your intellectual, social, and emotional development has been something that you could depend upon. Their kind and caring way is something that you will always remember. Your teachers have been successful as educators to the extent that they have convinced you that you have so much more to learn, so much more of yourselves to develop, and so much more responsibility to assume for yourselves and for others. It is our hope that you will strive to develop your fullest potential, and that you will lead lives of honesty and integrity that will bring happiness to you and to those who will depend upon you for love, leadership, and compassion. You are the future of our community, of our nation, of our world. You inherit all of the problems that we have struggled with. Though some of those problems have been solved, the total burden is not diminishing. If anything, the agenda seems longer than ever and increasingly difficult. The ancient dilemmas of poverty, homelessness, crime, illiteracy, and substance abuse appear more challenging now that so many earlier remedies have failed. In addition, the global problems of pollution, disease, population, and drugs overreach national boundaries. These problems pose a challenge to young people to find ways of engaging in serious programs of community service. Every generation is challenged to face destiny, to test their ability and courage, to learn to what extent they are willing to give of themselves to make life better for all people. The fact that you have been educated in this fine community, which supports excellent schools, heightens your responsibility to serve. For there are thousands of young people of your age in urban areas just 10 and 20 miles from here, as well as in cities and in poor rural areas all over this great country, and indeed all over the world, who have not had the opportunity that has been extended to you by your parents, by your teachers, and by the good people of Littleton. With each passing year, the quality of life and the quality of education that exist in communities like Littleton sadly become less available to all Americans. The test of your generation's character is not going to be what you do for those who have much opportunity, but what you do for those who have little or no opportunity, and by what you do for those who have little or no hope. The challenge that each of you face individually is how to use your intellect, your talent, and your ambition in a way that shows a genuine respect for the rights of others and an understanding of the human desires for peace, dignity, and above all, freedom. There is work and challenge waiting for you. Prepare yourselves well so that you will be able to make a solid contribution to the quality of life that exists on this small but wondrous planet. Leave here with the knowledge that we who have had the privilege of working for you have confidence in your ability to do what is right and just, and to be men and women of compassion for all people, especially for those who are less fortunate than you. Tonight, as you are assembled for the last time as Littleton High's class of 1992, I extend to each of you, on behalf of all who have served you in the Littleton Public Schools, our sincere and best wishes for success and happiness in all that you do. God bless you.
Please come forward. The David Rouse Employee Memorial Scholarship and the Albert J. Sargent Trust awards scholarships to Kurt Stewart. The American Legion Auxiliary Youth Center Fund, FM Kimball Fund, and the Bradford Sampson Trust awards scholarships to Teresa Harrison. The Littleton All Sports Boosters award a scholarship to Gregory Kozerick. Foster and Florence Kimball, Dew Force Pumping Service, Dr. and Mrs. Kenneth Ammerworth, and Program Test Sources award scholarships to Bridget Batty. The John K. Grady Fund and Albert J. Sargent Trust award scholarships to Andrew Bradshaw. Northern Bank, Fred C. Church Insurance, 16-footer Square Dance Club, and Bates Finishing Supply award scholarships to Ann Veneer. The Howard M. Dowd Fund, Archer's Mobile Center, Frank P. Lacey Fund, and Donlin Supermarket award scholarships to Jeffrey Wheeler. Lieutenant Colonel Edward J. Groskowski, Girl Scout Troop 583, League of Women Voters, Dr. Edward Root, Frederick Gallery Art Award, and Volunteer Insurance Agency award scholarships to Erin Feeney. Cooperative Bank of Concord, Ann L. Clancy Memorial, Littleton Apothecary, Baseball cards award scholarships to Grant Dustin. Littleton Patrolmen's Association awards a scholarship to Michelle DeCarlo. David Rouse Employee Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Marnie Olson. Littleton High School Student Council awards a scholarship to Eric Zeising. The Henry Cormier Lions Memorial, Woodstone Fireplace Shop, Shoulder Package Store, Miller Automotive, Venture Electric Senior Citizens Club, and Littleton All Sports Boosters award scholarships to Elise Gowdy Wright. The Littleton Rotary Club and the Albert J. Sargent Trust award scholarships to Martin Hancock. North Middlesex Savings Bank, Littleton Limousine, Littleton Lumber, and Foster and Florence Kimball Trust award scholarships to Wendy McDonald. Verifying Products Incorporated award a scholarship to Todd Cannon. The Littleton Rotary Inns, Mobile Sales and Service, Pizza Express, Littleton Motor Court, the Littleton Scholarship Trust award scholarships to Susan Gross. Dr. Henry and Marjorie Harvey, Littleton Independent, Lord and Fuel Company, Mary Shepherd Farms, and the Albert A. Sargent Trust award scholarships to Jeffrey Harding. The Eleanor Cummings Scholarship is awarded to Stephanie Kent. The F.M. Kimball Fund, the Flag Fund, Constance Smithwood, and Wilson Pharmacy award scholarships to Scott Slosky. The Littleton Educators Association awards a scholarship to Jill Cole. Dr. James Carroll awards a scholarship to Jennifer Schultz. Littleton Grange, Albert J. Sargent Trust, McLaughlin Sunoco, and Littleton PTSA award scholarships to Brian Scandal. Littleton Patrolmen's Association, Alumni Fund, Littleton Scholarship Trust, Neshoba Valley Business and Professional Women's Club, Thomas Harrison CPA, Badger Funeral Homes, and Littleton All Sports Boosters award scholarships to Carolyn Quinn. Digital Equipment Corporation and Littleton All Sports Boosters award scholarships to Brendan Thompson. The Fowler Music Award is presented to Jason Blinn. Brenda R. Pescetto Littlest Tiger Memorial Award for Most School Spirit is presented to Kara Slavoda. The English award is presented to Scott Slosky. The Social Studies Award is presented to Todd Cannon. The Mathematics and Science Awards are presented to Kurt Stewart. The Business Education Award is presented to John Geraci. The Foreign Language Award is presented to Teresa Arison. The Home Ecology Award is presented to Teresa Egan. The Technology Education Award is presented to Richard Halloran. The Physical Education Award is presented to Gregory Kojarek. The Art Award is presented to Jill Cole. The Music Award is presented to Jason Blinn. The Salutatorian Award is presented to Teresa Arison. And the Valedictorian Award is presented to Kurt Stewart. The amount of scholarships awarded to the Littleton Junior Senior High School graduating class and alumni this year totals over $50,000.
Good evening. On behalf of the school committee, I would like to congratulate our graduates for the 13 years of hard work reflected in this ceremony and the diplomas you will shortly receive. I'd also like to congratulate your teachers, administrators, families, and friends for helping you to reach this milestone. We're all very proud of you. We hope that your Littleton education has challenged you, taught you to think creatively, and provided you with a foundation of excellence that will support your endeavors as you leave here for college, careers, and life's adventures. We hope that Littleton has inspired you to do your best and set high standards of achievement for yourself, for your own personal satisfaction and the benefit of those around you. We hope that this school has given you an appreciation for education as a lifelong process, and that you will take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way to continue to learn and grow. Finally, we hope that you'll let us know how we've done with your education by telling us what's helped and what didn't, so make our schools even better for those that follow you. Congratulations and good luck.
The first group of seniors to receive your diplomas, please stand. Jennifer Lee Schultz. Greg William Johnson. Debbie Ann Gibbons. Jason Christopher Bulow. Erin Pauline Feeney. Eric Gerard Duck. Henrietta Flanell. Eric G. Zeisig. Tammy Marie Parker. Colin Whitney Osgood. Jill Allison Cole. Dennis Emil Torres. Christine Elise McKinley. Gregory R. Kojerick. Stephanie Lee Stevens. Andrew Stephen Bradshaw. Anne Elise Cecilia Veneer. Bonnie Merriman Olson. Teresa Lynn Egan. David Russell Cormier. Sarah M. Sloan. Michael Joseph Murray. Tina Swinkles. Scott Aaron Slasky. Ella Ann Hurley. Richard Stone Halloran. Stephanie Whitman Kent. Jeffrey Wayne Wheeler. Catherine Jean Campbell. Daniel Joseph Ryan. Kristen Lynn Murray. Ryan James Scanlon. Pamela Dawn Hawley. John Dominic Geraci. Wendy Catherine McDonald. Todd D. Cannon. Michelle Marie DeCallo. James P. Sullivan. Gita Kara Amadada. Martin S. Hancock. Jessica Susan Coon. Kurt Richard Stewart. Carolyn Quinn. Keith David Dunn. Bridget S. Gaddis. John Charles Glynn Ford.